I can't hear you. Can you speak up?
Timing. Hamstring. When it's warm out.
So it's better to burn a body when it's warm out? I can't hear you. I'm going in closer. So, the ones that were hitchhiker cases that you killed, how did you kill them? With the chemical, not with the pipe? You killed the hitchhikers in different ways? So you were experimental with the hitchhikers. Was there any particular thing about the hitchhiker girls that, did they have to look a certain way, or? Could you speak up? It's hard to hear you. How many of them did you kill? I'm sorry, you just told me, but could you repeat it? Of the hitchhiker ones. 6 or 8? Were they young? Like teenagers?
Less than.
Huh?
Less than.
Less than what? I know you were having trouble speaking. Were they teenagers? Were they older than teenagers?
Teenager.
Like, early 20s? Early 20s, okay. Where did you hunt for them?
The ones in the woods. I didn't look for girls in the woods. Men.
I know, but the ones that were hitchhikers, the girls that were hitchhikers, where did you, was there a particular town that you would look for them at? What?
Willits.
Looked for girls hitchhiking in Willits. Why Willits?
That's a turn-off point.
Oh, because it's a turn-off point. That's smart. So you burned them. Were they locals? Tourists? When were you killing the girls around Willits? What time period was that? What decade was it that you killed a girl in Willits? At least one girl. 70s? What was she like?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Average.
Average looking? Blonde, brunette, redhead? Brunette. You didn't like what?
Girl.
You didn't like killing girls? Well, if you killed about 6 to 8 hitchhikers plus 3 to 5 girls that you met up on dates with at the Cliff House, that's a minimum of 9 girls, and that's the possibility of was it 15? My math is off. Okay, let's see. 14. Somewhere between 9 and 14 girls you killed. That's a lot of girls.
I was coming men. I killed girls.
But you seem to have killed more girls than men. You admitted to killing 11 men, but you've just admitted to killing possibly 14 girls today. Some through want ads, and some through them being hitchhikers.
You straighten out my legs. Very uncomfortable.
I already did. They're about as straight as they're going to get. Sorry.
That's my back.
No, they're not. Were you always drunk? Sometimes drunk? Yeah, when you killed girls. Were you drunk? Most likely. The girls that you killed from where the Cliff House murders, those seemed very calculated, very well put together. You put a lot of, to my mind. I mean, you set up a terrific lure. I mean, most girls answering a want ad would be quite thrilled to go on a date to the Cliff House with a handsome doctor. A lot of them, I'm sure, would have been more than happy to go back to your house with you.
Only about 1 or 2 back at the house. But after I had a date with them, they seemed more comfortable with me.
So, the ones that you killed, you had multiple dates with before you killed them.
That's a good way to put it.
So it's not like you weren't exactly a stranger then.
Right.
Because girls, you preferred to kill girls that you actually knew. But you said earlier they were nice girls. They didn't do anything mean to you or anything.
So it was that boy sounds good. I don't know why I did that.
You don't know why you killed him?
They hadn't done anything to me.
They hadn't done anything to you? They didn't laugh at you or make fun of you or anything like that? They probably thought you were a real catch. Sorry, I can't do anything for your legs.
That's what,
Yeah, well, I did what I could. They're better than they were when I came in the room. You don't remember any of the girls' names? The ones you went out on dates with and then later killed? None of their names stand out to you at all?
it goes to me. When I
One of them was Jewish that you killed? A Jewish writer. You killed a Jewish writer? How did you kill her? You don't remember how you killed her? You just killed her?
When I remember that, I felt very ashamed of myself.
You felt ashamed before or after you killed her? Before you killed her, you felt ashamed?
I'm not sure about it.
How do you know she was Jewish? Was her last name Jewish? Like Stein or something? Was she a student or was she a published writer?
I'm pretty sure she was a published writer.
She was a published writer. And you met her through an ad in what newspaper again was it? The Guardian? How would you describe yourself in your ad to pick these girls up? 35-year-old psychiatrist? That's it? You didn't say anything else?
I would think about Jewish people.
You never think about Jewish people. Did you kill her because she was Jewish? Were you embarrassed that you killed her because she was a Jew? Did you regret killing her because she was a Jew? She was what?
Jews have been through too much.
I can't hear you. Would you say that again?
Jews have been through so much, they don't need it anymore.
Jews have been through so much they don't need any more. Jews have been through so much they don't need any more, though. That's true. Why didn't you ever kill me?
I love you.
But I know you were thinking about killing me because it was written in your diary.
Well, there's a big difference between thoughts and action.
Were you thinking about burning me up, too? When you fantasized about killing me, were you intending to burn me up?
I would never do that.
Let me ask you a question. Because you've almost been caught by a bunch of government agencies, in fairness. Like, for example, the medical board. If they had really seriously gone after you, and by that what I mean is if the medical board had turned over what they knew about you to the police, would you have continued treating me the same way you did? Like regarding Julia, if the medical board had done what they were supposed to, if they'd turned it over to the police because I was a minor and I was getting death threats against me, would you have still covered what Julia did up?
I would still, I am like I would.
You broke the Tarasoff law, and the way you broke it is you did not inform the victim that a death threat was against that person. That person was me, and I was a minor. And the medical board let you get away with it. If the medical board had actually turned you over to the police for that, as they could have done, would you have tried to make sure that Julia went to jail? If the medical board had actually enforced the Tarasoff law,
Sure.
would you have actually tried to keep me away from her if the medical board had enforced the Tarasoff law?
Sure.
I can't hear you.
Sure.
You're saying sure?
Yes.
So basically you just left it the way it was because the medical board did not enforce Tarasoff law.
I think that's a fair reading of the situation.
Can you say that again? I can't hear you.
I would have done the same thing.
No. Would you have treated me the same regarding Julia threatening to kill me if the Tarasoff law had been enforced by the medical board? Dad, I want you to answer me that question.
I'm having trouble understanding that.
Alright, let's do this a little bit at a time, and you need to talk louder because I can't hear you. The medical board did not enforce the Tarasoff law. Are we in agreement on that?
But they enforced part of it, didn't they?
Which part? They have to notify the victim. They never notified me.
I would have insisted that they do that.
The medical board did not inform me that there was a death threat. And I was minor. They didn't notify CPS. Would it have changed the way you treated me if the medical board had enforced the Tarasoff law?
They should have enforced it.
Yeah, they should have enforced it. Would it have changed the way you treated me regarding Julia Sternad and her death threat against me? Would you have treated me differently if the medical board had enforced the Tarasoff law?
Probably. Have another sandwich.
Take a bite of this. You love this. It's Hawaiian bread. Stop trying to pull your... No, stop that. Stop that. I'm going to put it here. Open up. It's got a lot of egg in it. You like it, don't you? Yeah. Would you have treated candy
One
different?
of the things is that the mitigation against enforcing it is that Julia made threats against me and Kennedy, and you at the same time.
Did the medical board enforce the Tarasoff law regarding candy? I mean, did they notify her?
I don't think they did.
But legally they were supposed to, right?
Yes,
And they didn't.
that's right.
So they broke the law.
That's right.
Now tell me, if you had believed that the medical board would actually enforce the law, would you have acted differently regarding Julia?
Yeah, I think they would.
But you knew that they wouldn't do their job.
I don't know about that, because the reason I say that is that I don't recall one case of their enforcing it,
So you knew
ever.
that... No. This isn't my field, so I wouldn't know. Do you want more?
Yeah.
Open up. I have to open up. I would appreciate it. You're talking better now. Your volume sounds better. If you just say it to me one more time, okay? If you believe the medical board would do their job by enforcing Tarasoff law, would you have acted differently regarding Julia Sternad and her threats to kill me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Does that go for Mom too? If you knew that they would
Yes.
have enforced the law, but you knew they wouldn't.
I have to pee pretty bad.
Oh, that's why you're wearing a diaper.
Oh, so I should just pee.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, that's probably the main reason why I didn't do anything.
Why?
Because I didn't believe they would do anything.
You thought that the medical board would just let you get away with what you did?
Yeah.
Do you think you were right about that?
Yeah.
You think they just let you get away with what you did to me and to Candy regarding Julia?
They'd always gotten away with it before. That's rotten behavior on their part, but that's what they had a history of doing.
You knew that they would just let you get away with it.
Yeah. I didn't know what I suspected.
Oh.
There's something wrong with the bread.
No. There will be if you don't eat it quickly, though. Because, bread kind of dries out.
Yeah.
Especially, this is Hawaiian bread, and that has a lot of egg in it. So it's supposed to be moist, but if you just leave it out in the regular air. So, with Julia, it really wasn't about what was right or wrong. It was about what you could get away with and what you knew you wouldn't get prosecuted for.
Well, I wouldn't say that. There was still a fear that they might act on it for the first time.
Open up.
There's all kind of precedents set around the world.
Do you think they just didn't care about me? Whether or not I lived or died?
That's true.
What?
That's true. I don't think they cared about you.
Or whether or not Candy lived or died?
Or Kennedy lived or died.
Because if they cared about us, they would have notified us about the death threats, right?
Yeah.
Or the cops, or CPS. I mean, aren't doctors legally obligated to notify CPS in cases like that?
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Well, as I told you on another occasion, there was one case that I had heard of where this woman threatened the doctor